Hello, welcome to the Keto for Moms channel. Today, we're going to take a look at progress tracking for some non-scale victories. I really want you to have all the success, and so this is going to be really helpful for you to see all the progress that you're making. Hi, my name's Holly Garcia. I am a keto mom. I'm currently breastfeeding. I had a successful keto pregnancy, and I help run a support page on Facebook where we have thousands of moms who are either trying to conceive or they're breastfeeding or they're currently pregnant, and they are finding out information on how to do the ketogenic diet during this season of their lives. So I was working with a couple clients the other day, and we came up with some questions to really help them track the progress that they've been making on this ketogenic journey. I really want you to have all the success and get all the benefits of going keto that I'm sure that you've seen or heard about and read all about. So the trick to keeping yourself motivated is really to clearly track your progress. Unless you get clear on what you want and you're able to see yourself working towards that, you'll never get started, or you'll never pick yourself back up and keep going when something's not perfect. So that's why we came up with some questions, and then I put together this tracker so I could share what we came up with you so that you can do the same things and find out the same ways to track your progress. So let's go through this little progress tracker that I made. I'm going to post the link below so that you can download your own copy of this. You can either save it to your phone or you can print it out on paper and fill it out. So I'm going to show you both ways to use it, either on your phone or if you're going to fill it out. So we'll start off with setting your goal. So the whole point of why we came up with this is because no improvement is going to be straight and constant progress towards your goal. You're going to be all over the place and your journey is going to take unexpected turns, right? So if we only are focusing on one main goal, if we're only focused on the number on the scale, not only can we become discouraged and quit too soon, but you miss out on all the other positive improvements that you're probably making, and you won't see the signals that you're actually on the right path and you're moving towards that. So we know that it takes like 21 days to form a habit, right? And then when you start putting that habit into place, it takes a lifetime of choosing daily to follow those habits and to change your relationship with food in order to reach your goals and to stay in that dream that you've built for yourself. So you can use this tracker to keep climbing the motivation coaster, if you've heard me talk about the motivation roller coaster before. And it'll help you give yourself credit for the improvements that you're already making so that you can embrace that dream life that you're creating. So the first thing you want to do to help you track your progress is to come up with a clear goal. There's a little box we put right here. This goal, I don't want you to put the number that you want to see on the scale or the size, the clothing that you want to fit into. You want to do your why. Why do you want to be that size? Or why do you want to see that number on the scale? What things do you want from life when you get to that goal? The thing is that when we only have a number we're chasing after or a size that we're chasing after, it's not enough to drive us to reach that goal, right? So if you've heard my story before, when I started the ketogenic diet, I was breastfeeding and I did like all the wrong things. I crashed and burned. I'm the nightmare story every nightmare that you've heard about what could happen when you do keto happened to me. So I would have totally quit I would have never gone back to keto if my only goal was, to reach a certain weight on the scale. That was definitely not enough motivation for me to keep at it. And that would have been so sad because I love this life. There are so many benefits that I get from it. And so you need to have a dream. At that time, I was watching the health struggles that my parents and my grandparents were going through at the time. And my goal was to avoid those. So, I had a bigger motivation for myself than just to get it to a certain weight or to look better. So you need to decide what's going to drive you. And that's the goal you want to put here. The why you want to get to that weight loss, or what health benefits, you want to get. Why do you want those health benefits? What is that going to bring into your life? That's the goal that you want to put here, because that's going to be way more motivating. So the next quick thing you can do is to take measurements. We see moms, these are moms on our support page all the time, who are like, oh, the scale's not moving. What am I doing wrong? I haven't changed anything. I'm following all the steps and I'm doing all the things. But it's just not budging. It's been several weeks. And time again, we're like, did you take measurements? You don't know if you need to troubleshoot. You don't know if you're doing something wrong unless you have more than one form of measurement. So just using the scale is not enough. You need to find out if your body is actually changing. And, it's not showing up on the scale right now because maybe the body composition is changing. So here's some quick ways to do your measurements. You measure your waist, your hip, your chest, your arms, your thighs, your calves, using, make sure you're wearing tight-fitting clothing or no clothing when you're taking your measurements, and using a soft, like sewing measuring tape is the best. And then you could just write them right here on the left column of if you print this out, and just put the date at the top and then make a column of your measurements next to each of these words so that you can track. So if you take measurements today, even if this isn't like day one of your keto diet, even if you've been doing it for a while, it's a good idea to take measurements. And I take them every once in a while, and I just keep that record so that the next time I'm feeling discouraged, I can see where I've improved and where I am now. That makes sense. So you want to keep this. You can even take a snapshot of this on your phone, or just make a memo in your phone and just, put the date and then put arms, hips, chest, and put your measurements in there so that you have it saved. And then take pictures. Oh, this is such a good way to objectively see what's happening with your body. When you look in the mirror every day, you don't see the changes that are happening. And we tend, most of us women who are going through body changes of pregnancy and postpartum and or hormones if you're trying to conceive, we tend to look in the mirror and notice the flaws, right? So taking a photograph is a really objective way to look at yourself then and see yourself today and find changes and look for positive things that have improved. So here's some tips for taking good photographs. Even if it's not day one, you can still take pictures and see your progress in the future as well. So you want to wear tight-fitting clothing. You want to stand in front of a light-colored, like a solid background, so that you can see very well. It's not distracting. You want to get your full body in the frame. No, just taking a picture of your midsection, it's just not as clear to see the changes as when you do a full body picture. And then you want to make sure that the area is well lit, so it's not shadowy or hard to see. And then you want to take these 4 pictures. You want to do a picture from the front, a picture from the back, and a picture from the side. And then you want to do a close-up headshot of your face. A lot of times women will notice things that have improved even if they're not losing weight, which, if you're pregnant, you're probably not going to be losing weight, or you're not going to be able to see the other changes that are happening. But you can still see it in your face. Like women will notice they have less dark circles under their eyes, or their skin improves, or they're not as puffy in the face. So it's good to do a close-up headshot. And then when you take progress shots, you want to use the same clothing and take them the same spot that you took them before with the same background, because that's just going to make it really easy for you to compare. All right, so that is this side of the progress tracker. Let's see if we can go to the next one. All right, so on the other side of the progress tracker, we have this daily log. So here's the plan for what you do every day to help you help you track the progress you're making. So you can, if you print this out, you can just, jot the little notes, keep a pen next to it, and keep it somewhere in your house. It says choose a time of day that you can keep consistent, so your results will give you a clear idea of the changes and that you can start noticing. So the one client I was talking to said she kept it, printed it out, and put it on her mirror so that every morning when she was getting ready, literally it takes 5 seconds to fill this out. It's really quick. So she kept a pen right there, and then while she was getting ready in the morning, she jotted down her notes. She logged her notes in these areas. And then that was it. She just kept going. And then the other lady did a screenshot of this, and then every day she would just edit the photo real quick. She did it, I think, before she left work. She would just, had an alarm on her, probably her email or whatever, on her desk or on her phone. And then the alarm told her to log. So then she would just pull out the picture from the day before, edit it. So she put the numbers in the edit and the little thing, and then, saved a screenshot of that edit. And then deleted the one from the previous day. So every day you want to log, how was your sleep last night? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your sleep from last night? How would you rate your energy level today on a scale of 1 to 10? How would you rate any aches and pains that you're having in your body? So, whatever if you do headaches, if you're a headache girl and you want to log that, or if you want to, what matters is that you see the change. So whatever that means for you, that's the correct way to log it. It just matters that you are consistent with yourself so that you can see the change. And then, how was your mood today? I like to use little emojis for that because they're super easy. I don't get all crazy in the emojis. I just use out of the choices on the first page of emojis, which one best identifies my mood for today. And then, did I have any cravings today? So it's just a check, yes or no. So that hopefully they stop having cravings. You stop having cravings. Or when you do have cravings, you can see what other triggers might have been going on. So this has like a week's worth of logging. And then, you can print out another one if the paper worked for you. Really, the one lady, she just kept going underneath and made her own lines because there's still some space there at the bottom. Or you can you just continue with another screenshot. So you start with the blank one again and do week 2. And there's room at the top too if you wanted to fill in the dates so that you know which one was first. But usually you are kind of tracking your progress so you know. So along with that, these are some questions to use as food for thought on these weeks that you're tracking. So take 5 seconds to read one of the questions during the day to ponder or journal your thoughts. So another way that women find on our Facebook group, some of the successful moms are big into journaling, and they found that that's really helpful for them to look back at and see like, oh yeah, I used to be dealing with, these issues, that just aren't coming up anymore. I'm not a big journaler myself. I wish I was. I aim to be one day. But I do like, having food for thought, and I do ponder throughout the day different things, and I like to have a focus for what to keep in mind for that day. So this is like pick one, and if you have it printed out, like my client that printed it out and kept it on her bathroom counter in the morning, she, crossed out the one that she read for the day, and then she would just try to remember. Or you can zoom in, to the question that's for today, take a screenshot of it, and then set an alarm on your phone to remind yourself to open the screenshot and read what the quote is for the day that you should be going over. So just, you'll be able to read these, but how do I feel about food today? It's just something to keep in mind as you're going throughout the day. What things are you telling yourself about food? What emotions are you having about food? So when you're going to eat, like, oh, what's going through my head as I'm grabbing this to eat? Or, how did I feel after I had that meal? So it's questions to ponder, and it's a good idea when you're doing this to set reminders on your phone, no matter how you're doing it, so that it, kind of triggers you to think about the question for today. So even if it's just a couple times a day, a reminder for these 2 weeks that you're tracking, or however long you do the tracking, that it reminds you what's the question you're pondering today, or what are you supposed to be thinking about. And then this is how you measure your success once you've done the tracker. Once you've tracked for a couple weeks, here's how you can go through, look at your results, look at what you've rated yourself, and figure out what's happening. So any increase in the chart is a success. Understanding ourselves better, even if you didn't have any improvement, that's still an empowering success. So that'll help you realize where you need to focus and what resources you want to look into after that. So how has my sleep changed? What habit has had the greatest impact on getting a restful night's sleep? How has my energy changed? What changes in energy did I notice at different times of the day? What helped create steady energy throughout the day? Have I noticed... Oh, look at that typo that I need to fix. Hopefully that'll be fixed on your downloaded copy. Have I noticed a change in the occasional aches I would usually experience? Has my physical strength or endurance changed? What trends have I noticed with my moods? What works for keeping a positive mood? What do I tend toward to change a negative mood? So this is like studying, what are your habits? Have you had decreased cravings? What trends have I noticed with my cravings? What habits do I want to continue to manage these? And self-care. Do I change the things I tell myself? What habits can I use to be more kind to myself? And has kindness with myself impacted my relationship with others? So this is a progress tracker because, life is about more than just a number on a scale. And your success is going to impact more than the size that you wear. And I really want you to have full benefits of keto. So using this tracker is going to help you see where you can improve. It's going to help you focus on more than just the food you're putting in your body. Because if all we're thinking about is food, then all we're thinking about is the foods we can't have or the foods we can have, and that's not going to get to your success. So really tracking your progress and keeping your eye on the goal is what's going to lead to the most success. That's what the most moms find in our group is keeping track of all these things is what's most successful for them. So I hope this is really helpful for you. Get your copy below, print it out, or save it to your phone, and make your screenshots and set your alarms and start tracking tomorrow.